What up, Salvador Briggman here. Welcome back to the Crowdfunding Demystified YouTube channel. On this channel, we talk about crowdfunding, but also how to get funding for your business. How do you move forward with your dreams? How do you turn your dreams into reality and push past obstacles, whether that's fear or even things that are limiting you, like resources, in order to execute and to get something out there. And today, I'm actually focusing today's video on coaches, on trainers, on service-based businesses, and how to get funding for that kind of business and some insights that I have when it comes to that. So listen up, bring a notebook. I think you're gonna learn a lot and get a lot of value out of today's class and today's video. All right, man, so let us get into this. Again, my name is Salvador, and if you have been enjoying some of my other videos, give me a thumbs up so that other people know this content is worth their time. It's your first time coming here, go and check out some of the other archives I got out there, and literally every single week, I am publishing interviews, I'm publishing videos and tricks and tools in order to help you raise funding. So if you wanna get access to that, just hit subscribe, and you can get a notification every single week when it comes to new stuff that I'm putting out there. I would say, in thinking about this, not only in my own life, but also the entrepreneurs, the creators that I'm speaking with, the people who have been successful in this industry that are raising six figures to $1 million. One of the hallmark traits that they always mention, one of the habits that they frequently revisit is the need to become educated, right? As a coach, as a service business, as a trainer. And the reason there, I think, is that you just don't know what you don't know. You think about the future, sometimes you just don't know what you don't know. And the single, most important thing you can do in order to de-risk all the risks that you're taking with starting a new business is to become more knowledgeable, to become smarter, to become more informed about how to actually build a business, get funding for that business, and actually move through a lot of the common problems that other people experience. The more that you know, not only does it become less risky to start and grow a business, but also become much better and more effective going into that. For example, I recently had a student that was like, dude, my product is selling so well offline. And he didn't realize that he could use digital marketing and actually to sell this product online and to get tons of people having that same experience that he was having offline, to be aware of the features and the functions of that product and sort of the use case, the problem that it solves. And once he actually brought that online, this thing sold like hotcakes, right? He got a ton of funding for it, but also he was able to create an online store and grow this business years into the future and quit his job. So to me, sometimes what you don't know is holding you back when it comes to starting and growing a business. That being said, let's dive into the first way in which you can get funding for this service business, this coaching business, this consulting business. What is the first way? The first way is a little bit risky. It's a little bit scary to do. And that's really putting money into the business yourself and drawing on your savings in order to do that. So those savings maybe come from like a 9-to-5 job, which you're running and you're saving money. It could be come from your 401k. It could be from investment balances. It could be from a previous business which you ran and which you now have a lump sum. Maybe you sold that business in the past, or you had some great profits when it comes to that business, and plowing that into your next venture. This is like Elon Musk style, right? Being willing to go all in into that small business in order to grow this years into the future. Now, the great thing about this is if you are starting a coaching business or a service-based business or something where you're rendering a service, it doesn't take a lot of capital to really get that sucker started. I mean, in my case, really to start my own coaching business, I really only needed a cell phone, right? And that's because I already had the knowledge when it came to coaching and also when it came to the subject matter of my coaching. That's really all the only prerequisite. So you just can have a website, you don't even need a website, you can have a phone and a Rolodex, and you can get started rendering your service. So the first way is to contribute what's called like an owner contribution or even a loan to that LLC or that corporation in order to actually get that business funded. The second way would be to use credit cards. So by credit cards, I'm referring to like a personal credit card or a business credit card. One of the habits that I love to teach, not only with my staff, but also when it comes to the community, is the willingness that you have to persist. To view this as like, you know what, I'm not just gonna start this and this is gonna be like a 2-week thing and I'm setting up this business, gonna be serious about this only for a month. No, this is about committing. This is about, I'm going to do whatever it takes to navigate this, to figure out the right strategy, to apply the tactics, to work hard, sometimes to fail, to learn from those lessons, and to be persistent. Anyone who's been successful in business has had to be persistent. They've had to gone through the nitty-gritty, right? In order to come out the other side with those winning lessons, in order to apply the right strategies, in order to be successful in the massive vision which they have for themselves and their life. So if you don't want just like the ordinary life, right? If you actually want to achieve something that's kind of difficult to achieve, you got to be willing to persist. And why not? If you're doing that, also be compensated for that. So the great thing about business credit cards is that you can then put your ad spend on that credit card. You can then put, you buying products, training, courses, you can put that on the credit card. You can earn points as you're going, you can build your business credit. To me, it makes a lot of sense. And I don't even have a sponsor for this. I'm literally just putting this out there. So next way is, again, credit cards when it comes to personal credit card or a business credit card. Another option for getting started would be to partner with someone else. So if you're partnering with someone else, they obviously have to have a stake when it comes to business. They have to have a reason to want to partner with you. There has to be some kind of an upside, right, to that actual deal, whether that's like a dividend or owner distributions or the profit share of some kind. But maybe they bring something to the table that can help you. Maybe you are a subject matter expert when it comes to the coaching side or the consulting side, and they are an expert when it comes to sales or when it comes to marketing or when it comes to building a website or something like that. So you can find people to partner with you. But what I would not do is just like approach a random person or someone that you've never met before and try to, sell them on that idea. You likely need to develop a relationship with that individual. If you go back into the history and the archives of my show, many of the people who have formed partnerships have been friends for a long time, have worked together at previous companies, or there's some kind of a relationship which has been built up over time. Want to take all the stress out of fulfilling your Kickstarter rewards? Fulfillrite is the turnkey solution that puts product delivery on autopilot. The Top Campaigns uses trusted high-tech provider to store, package, and ship their products. Focus on growing your business. Leave shipping to the experts. Don't wait. Get a custom quote from Fulfillrite today. Link in the description. Like I was saying before, the cool thing about running a coaching business or a consulting business or even a training business is that it doesn't take a lot to get started. But one thing you do need is you need clients. So one of the ways that I've discovered and that other people have used in order to actually jumpstart this process is to run a crowdfunding campaign. And that's a lot of the topic of this YouTube channel, is how to actually do a crowdfunding campaign on a website like Kickstarter or Indiegogo. So this is actually my next way of actually getting funding for a coaching or a consulting business, and that's to use crowdfunding in order to get the initial funding to start that business. And when people fund your campaign, they'll actually get access to perks and rewards. So maybe they get a 6-month trial of your coaching, or maybe they get access to a new book or a guide or a course or something like that. So if you wanted to, you could run a crowdfunding campaign to raise money to start your coaching business, and the people that are supporting or are backing that Kickstarter or that Indiegogo campaign are getting access to your coaching, your training, or it could be even a certain program which you're doing, a group coaching program. You can use crowdfunding as well in order to meet this objective. All right, so I want to cover 2 other ways in this video, and the first one is kind of something that's a mindset shift. And I talk about this actually a lot in my new book, which I wrote. So basically, I'm a business coach, right? I'm a business coach, and I decided to put all of my education, information, knowledge, secrets, tactics, tools, and resources in order to not only start a business coaching business, but also to get your clients to market the business from scratch. Some of the easy things that you can do, quick wins in order to start to generate revenue when it comes to this business, and also the operational side. You may understand how to be a coach or have the subject matter to do that, but how do you actually set up an organization around you? So it's not just you rendering service, but you actually have a business. You have people that are working for you, that are helping you with the different areas of that. You actually have a cost breakdown as well when it comes to budgeting, etc. I talk about all of that and more in my new book, How to Become a Business Coach. If you want to become a business coach, go and check out the link down below, and you can learn more about this book, which I've now put out there. And a lot of the things that I use as well when it comes to growing my coaching business. So one of the things I talk about in that book is building income streams. So this is kind of like a mindset shift. So you could, for example, get just one individual coaching client, and that's a great start, right? But if you really shift your mindset as well to not only getting one client, but to building a relationship with that individual, you can do what's called building an income stream, where your coaching operations start to actually level out, have much more stability if you have income streams when it comes to those clients, and you helping them over a much longer duration. So I would say when it comes to getting funding for the business, the easiest way is pre-selling, right? Pre-selling your services, which we talked about using crowdfunding to do that, or you can even do that on your own, but also being willing to explore this option of getting a residual income stream from that individual. So that way you can actually use that and funnel that back into the business, and you can use that to grow the business over time. So this is shifting your mindset from just having one coaching student or one coaching client or a couple of them, a handful of them that you're helping, but instead having something where you're having a longer term relationship and you're really maximizing what's called the customer or the client lifetime value. So that way you don't have to always be hunting for new clients and always be hunting for new coaching students if you don't want to. and you can then support the business and plow the capital back into the business that way. The last and the final way that I want to talk about to really fuel and fund this business, and the great thing, like I said, is you don't need a lot of money to get started with one of these businesses. There isn't a lot of upfront costs when it comes to a service-based business, and this is something that I speak about as well in my book, Become a Business Coach, which I will link up down below. Is you can create even more dependable and consistent income if you do something like creating a continuity program. This could be, for example, using a website like Patreon. If you're not familiar with Patreon, people can join your Patreon. They can support you on a monthly basis. That could be like $5 a month, $10 a month, $25 a month, and you're delivering them things like maybe once per week or once per month. You're doing a live stream where you're providing with them, coaching training or different training that you've created in order to help them on their journey, or maybe even giving them access to FAQs where they can ask questions of you, right, on an ongoing basis, or they give them access to guides and resources and things that you're talking about. You can use a website like Patreon, and I have a lot of videos out there on YouTube that will share with you how to do exactly this. It goes beyond the scope of this video in order to then have consistent revenue coming in, and then you plow that back into the business to continue to grow it and help you finance that coaching, consulting, or training business. So I hope this video kind of sparks some ideas for you, and if nothing else, really just lit a fire underneath you to get started with this. There is nothing that is holding you back. And if you like that mentality, that mindset that I have, the need to pursue this and really just being willing to plow into it, being willing to have that tenacity, that persistence, being willing to educate yourself as you're going on this journey, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get notifications every single week when I'm coming out with a new video. In addition, give me a thumbs up if you did like this video, leave a positive comment down below, and also check out some of the resources that I mentioned, which I will put in the description of this YouTube video. But my name is Salvador Briggman. I am a business coach. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.